All right, Dodgers fans, buckle up because this is the moment the entire city of Los Angeles has been building toward all year long. The World Series is finally here, and the boys in blue are officially set to clash with the Toronto Blue Jays in what's shaping up to be an unforgettable showdown. Game 1 is coming this Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, and you can already feel the tension, the energy, and that unmistakable October magic taking over Dodger Stadium. The whole baseball world will be watching as two powerhouse teams go head-to-head, each with their own storylines, stars, and legacies on the line. Let's start with the headline everyone's talking about. The Dodgers have officially locked in their World Series roster, and there are a few surprises, or maybe shocks, in there. Two names that didn't make the cut are Alex Vesia and Tanner Scott. Both left-handers were in the mix throughout the postseason, but things took unexpected turns for each of them. Scott, who was dealing with the aftermath of a medical procedure to remove an abscess, was already a question mark heading into the final roster decisions. As for Vesia, his situation changed just yesterday when it came out that he's handling a serious personal matter. That combination of timing and circumstance left him off the final list. It's tough, especially for two pitchers who've been key contributors, but it's a reminder of how unpredictable this game can be when everything's on the line. Now, diving into that roster, and it's a strong one. The Dodgers are going into the Fall Classic with 12 pitchers, and it's an intriguing mix of veterans, rising stars, and some serious international firepower. You've got Anthony Bonda, Jack Dreyer, Tyler Glasnow, Edgardo Enriquez, the legendary Clayton Kershaw, Will Klein, Roki Sasaki, Emmett Sheehan, Blake Snell, Blake Trinan, Justin Wrobleski, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's 5 southpaws and 7 right-handers, giving manager Dave Roberts a ton of flexibility depending on how the Blue Jays lineup stacks up. Toronto's offense leans more on right-handed power, so it's no surprise the Dodgers decided to carry a few extra righty arms. It's a chess match, and Roberts seems to be playing it smart. And of course, there's Shohei Ohtani, the two-way superstar who continues to redefine what's possible in modern baseball. He's officially listed as both designated hitter and pitcher, though he's been primarily swinging the bat this postseason. Just having his name on that roster card sends a jolt of electricity through the clubhouse and every fan watching. You can't overstate the kind of impact a player like Ohtani has, both mentally and strategically. Every time he steps up to the plate, the energy changes. Every team in the league knows it. Behind the plate, the Dodgers are rolling with two catchers, Ben Rortvedt and Will Smith. Smith has been rock solid all year, one of the most reliable bats in the lineup, and his chemistry with the pitching staff is second to none. Rortvedt gives them depth, defensive skill, and the kind of steady presence you need in late-game situations when matchups and pinch hitters start flying. The infield is as star-studded as ever. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, and Miguel Rojas. That's a group built for both power and consistency. Betts, who's bounced between infield and outfield this year, continues to prove that he's one of the most versatile athletes in the game. Freeman's leadership, Muncy's left-handed pop, and Rojas' glove work up the middle make this infield one of the most complete in baseball. They've been here before, they know the stage, and they're ready to deliver again. Moving to the outfield, we've got Alex Call, Justin Dean, Teoscar Hernandez, and Andy Pages. This mix of speed, defense, and clutch hitting gives the Dodgers a ton of options. Teoscar has been huge in big moments, and Pages continues to mature beyond his years. The combination of experience and youth out there is exactly what a team like this needs when every at-bat counts. And let's not forget the utility crew, Tommy Edman, Kike Hernandez, and Hye-Sung Kim. These guys are the glue of the roster. You can plug them anywhere, and they deliver. Edman's speed and defensive instincts, Kike's postseason pedigree, and Kim's versatility make this roster incredibly deep. The Dodgers can shift players around and keep their opponents guessing all series long. Now, looking across the diamond, the Blue Jays have announced their own roster, and while it doesn't look drastically different from what they've rolled out earlier in the playoffs, there's a key addition worth noting, Bo Bichette. The young shortstop is making his first postseason appearance of the year and adds even more pop to a lineup that already packs a punch. Toronto hasn't been to the World Series since the early 1990s when they won back-to-back titles. So you know their fans are going to bring the noise. And that brings us to one of the biggest questions heading into this matchup. Who does the baseball world actually want to see win? It's funny, because while the Blue Jays have that fresh face energy in the World Series spotlight, the Dodgers are chasing something historic. The chance to become baseball's first repeat champion in a quarter century. That's right. 25 years without a back-to-back champion, and Los Angeles has a real shot to end that drought. Manager Dave Roberts addressed this when asked if he thinks the Dodgers have the majority of fan support going into the series. He said, "I think people like seeing us. Whether they're rooting for us or against us, they tune in." And honestly, he's got a point. The Dodgers have become one of those teams that everyone has an opinion about. You either love them for how they play the game, or you want to see someone else take them down. That's what happens when you've been as dominant as this team has. 13 straight playoff appearances, 12 division titles, 5 National League pennants, and 2 World Series trophies. That level of consistency is almost unheard of in modern baseball. And with that kind of dominance comes a bit of fatigue from fans around the league. Some people are just ready for something new. But even then, it's hard to deny that the Dodgers are must-watch baseball. Their games sell out constantly. This season, they broke a massive attendance record by surpassing 4 million fans at Dodger Stadium for the first time in franchise history. That's not just a stat, that's a statement. It shows how deep the connection runs between this team and its city. Now, pitcher Blake Snell had a more uncertain take on the fan sentiment. When asked whether he thought the Dodgers were the team most fans would root for, he admitted he wasn't sure. He said he thinks people probably would, but he also understands how unpredictable fan loyalty can be once the World Series starts. Snell talked about growing up in Seattle and remembering how electric that city got when its team made big postseason runs. He knows firsthand how much emotion the World Series stirs up, not just for the players, but for the fans who live and breathe every pitch. At the end of the day, no matter who fans decide to cheer for, one thing's for sure. This World Series is going to be electric. You've got one of the most iconic franchises in sports history going up against a hungry, talented Blue Jays team that's been waiting over 30 years to get back to this stage. Every inning, every decision, every pitch is going to matter. For the Dodgers, it's a chance to cement their legacy even further. For the Blue Jays, it's an opportunity to bring glory back to Toronto and remind everyone that Canadian baseball can still hang with the best. And as both teams finalize their preparations, you can feel the weight of history pressing down. The storylines are rich, from Shohei Ohtani chasing his first ring in a Dodgers uniform, to Kershaw's chance to add another chapter to his Hall of Fame career, to Roberts managing the balance between experience and youth. This isn't just another World Series. It's a battle between eras, between countries, between styles of play. And when that first pitch is thrown on Friday night, it's going to be pure baseball magic. As the countdown to Game 1 continues, the atmosphere around Los Angeles is almost unreal. Every street corner seems to buzz with anticipation. Every fan has their own version of how this World Series will unfold, and every conversation ends with that same hopeful phrase, "This is our year." Dodger blue flags are flying from cars all across the city. People are wearing their jerseys to work, and even those who don't follow baseball closely are starting to feel that energy that only October baseball can bring. The city has seen greatness before, but this time feels different. There's a sense that this team isn't just playing for another championship. They're playing to define an era. Inside the clubhouse, the mood is focused but confident. The Dodgers have been here before, and that experience counts for a lot. Dave Roberts knows what it takes to manage the pressure that comes with a World Series. He's been through the highs of winning it all and the heartbreak of falling short. This roster is stacked with players who understand that once the World Series starts, it's not about stats, it's about moments. Those small flashes that change the course of games and decide legacies. And Roberts has been reminding his players that this series isn't going to be won by the most talented roster on paper, but by the team that stays composed when the spotlight burns the brightest. One of the major talking points heading into this matchup is how the Dodgers pitching will stack up against the Blue Jays' aggressive lineup. Toronto's hitters love to attack early in counts, and they've got serious pop throughout the order. That's why having arms like Tyler Glasnow, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and Blake Snell is such a huge advantage for Los Angeles. Glasnow's fastball-slider combo is built for high-pressure moments, while Yamamoto's precision and control have made him a fan favorite in his first season in Major League Baseball. And then there's Kershaw, the veteran, the legend, the face of Dodgers pitching for more than a decade. Every time he takes the mound, you can feel the crowd hold its breath. It's not just another start. It's another chance to witness history. Offensively, this Dodgers team is as balanced as any in recent memory. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman continue to be the heartbeat of the lineup. Both bring that rare mix of patience and power, and both have the kind of leadership that sets the tone for everyone else. When those two get on base early, it changes everything. Pitchers start to lose focus, defensive alignment shift, and suddenly the whole game feels different. Behind them, you've got Max Muncy, whose ability to hit in clutch situations has made him one of the most dangerous bats in October, and Teoscar Hernandez, who's already had a few signature postseason moments this year. Every at-bat feels like it could spark a rally. And then there's Shohei Ohtani, the player who seems to exist in his own category. Every time he steps up, there's this collective pause, as if the entire ballpark is holding its breath to see what happens next. Even though his pitching has been limited due to his recovery, his presence in the lineup changes the way opposing managers think. You can't pitch around him easily, because the hitters behind him are just as capable of doing damage. Ohtani's drive, his calm under pressure, and his ability to perform in the biggest moments make him the kind of player who could completely shift the outcome of this series. If he gets hot, it could be game over for Toronto. The Dodgers' depth is what really sets them apart. You've got players like Kike Hernandez and Tommy Edman who might not be in the spotlight every night, but their ability to step into any role and deliver when it counts is invaluable. Those are the kinds of players who win championships, the ones who don't need the spotlight, but always find a way to shine when the team needs them most. Hye-Sung Kim has also become a quiet force, contributing both defensively and with timely hits that have swung the momentum of games. The Dodgers have built a roster where there are no easy outs, no weak links, and no situations they haven't prepared for. On the other side, Toronto is hungry. Their fans have waited more than 3 decades for another shot at the World Series, and that hunger can make a team dangerous. Bo Bichette's return adds a spark. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. remains a threat every time he steps into the box, and George Springer brings that championship DNA from his Houston days. The Blue Jays play with emotion, and when that energy connects with their crowd, they can turn any game into chaos. The Dodgers know that, and that's why Roberts has emphasized composure above all else. Keep your head, stick to your plan, and trust your preparation. That's the Dodgers' mantra heading into Game 1. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. In what has quickly become the talk of both the baseball and broader sport communities, Bill Belichick, the legendary NFL coach known for his reserved demeanor and precise assessments, recently made waves with comments that have left fans buzzing. Speaking at a private event earlier this week, Belichick took a moment to single out the Los Angeles Dodgers, calling them a serious contender for this year's championship and praising their overall depth and consistency. While Belichick is widely recognized for his expertise in football strategy rather than baseball analysis, insiders suggest that his observations carry weight precisely because he rarely comments on sports outside his domain. According to sources close to the event, Belichick didn't hold back, noting the Dodgers' balanced roster, strong pitching rotation, and ability to perform under pressure. They've got all the pieces you need to win it all, he reportedly said, before moving on to other topics. Of course, fans and analysts alike are now dissecting every word, wondering if Belichick's endorsement is a simple acknowledgement of talent or an uncanny prediction of postseason success. Social media erupted almost immediately, with speculation that Belichick might be quietly following the team, attending games, or even analyzing player stats in his famously meticulous way. Some insiders joke that if Belichick ever wrote a scouting report on the Dodgers, opposing managers might tremble. The Dodgers, meanwhile, have had a season filled with both highs and challenges, but Belichick's praise has injected a fresh wave of excitement into their fan base. The rumor mill is swirling. Could this be a sign of cross-sport admiration that signals a bigger trend, or is it simply one legendary coach expressing genuine respect for another sport? Either way, one thing is clear: when Bill Belichick speaks, even in passing, the sports world listens. And for the Dodgers, the spotlight has never been brighter. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.